Worcester versus Georgia was decided in 1832, and in this case the Cherokee Nation finally got to air their grievances before the U.S. Supreme Court, and they did through a fella named Samuel Worcester. Now, based on my research of this guy, he sounds like a real rebel rouser, a real pain in the butt for the authorities here in Georgia. He was a Christian missionary who moved down here, spoke Cherokee, and knew how to run a printing press. And he lived among the Cherokee, advocating for their rights, converting them to Christianity, and advocating for their right to stay as a distinct political community living here in the state of Georgia. He was against the relocation. So obviously he was a real pain in the butt to the authorities here in Georgia who were trying to evict all the Native Americans. Now, the case that goes to the Supreme Court had to do with him violating a law that Georgia had passed requiring any white people living on Cherokee Nation territory in the state of Georgia to get a license before they do so. Well, being the kind of guy that he is, Samuel Worcester did not. He was tried, convicted, sentenced to 4 years of hard labor, took his case to the Supreme Court. Writing for the court was Chief Justice John Marshall. John Marshall said that the state of Georgia had no authority to pass laws that affected Cherokee Nation territory. He said that although they were not independent foreign nations, which he decided in Cherokee Nation versus Georgia, they were distinct independent political communities who could govern themselves, and their only jurisdiction that they fell under was the federal government, and that was determined by the U.S. Constitution. Well, ultimately the Cherokee Nation was evicted along with all the other Native Americans from Georgia. And this case is also famous for President Andrew Jackson saying, well, John Marshall has made his decision, let's see him enforce it. That wasn't exactly his words, but the sentiment was the same.